Hello and welcome back, MTG Burgeoning community and the YouTube viewing audience. If you are part of the latter and wish to join the former, click that subscribe button now, and in so doing, you become eligible for any of the sweet rewards series this channel has to offer. In today's video, we are continuing our series of breaking down a sealed case of Commander Legends, and for today, Red Mages, it's all about you. Alright, welcome back MTG Burgeoning fans. Here we go with our breakdown of Red. And if you've missed any of our previous 3 videos in this series, you can click on any of the links below to bring you up to speed. What we're basically doing is showcasing all of the cards that came in one sealed box of Commander Legends. We've done white, we've done blue, and we've done black. Pie color chart indicates that next we're going to red. So Red Mages, here we go. These are all of the cards that we got in one sealed box of Commander Legends. So let's grab a stack and let's start going through. Now they're all in numerical order based upon the number code on the bottom left-hand corner. We'll go from the last all the way to the first. So this is what we've got. So we've got first common of Wild Celebrants, lots of copies there. And we should point out, there's a nice foil common. And we should point, or I will point out, that we got every single card in red. So every single red card in the set we got in this sealed case. And we got at least a playset of every common, at least a playset of every uncommon. And that includes up to the point of some of the legendary red creatures, the legendary uncommon red creatures in the legendary spots in the packs. So, that being said, we get to our first rare, Wheel of Misfortune. It's going to be interesting trying to play with this card. I remember not too many moons ago when Wheel of Fortune was just like a $25 to $35 card. And it always just stared at me thinking, oh man, maybe this should be a card we should pick up. Maybe we should pick this up. No, not now. It's a little, well, forget about it now because it's way over $100. So closest we're going to get to this, we'll give Wheel of Misfortune a try and we'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, and a foil copy of Wheel of Misfortune, which is one of my absolute favorite foils of this set so far, just because of the way that it lights up in that circle. Oh, it's just so awesome. So we'll put that foil rare right there. We're back to our commons with Welding Sparks. Lots of copies there. Our Vow of Lightning. Of course, this was reprinted from the original Commander 2011 set. I believe this was in the Heavenly Inferno deck, and it was also in the... oh, what was that other one? The... I forgot what the Teamer one was called. I don't remember, but I think it was in that one as well. Lots of copies of that. Volcanic Torrent. The Cascade ability. Volcanic Dragon of many reprints. We're in an uncommon binge right here. Another reprint here of the Valakut Invoker. Lots of copies of that, of course, because it is a common. Undying Rage. Another reprint, so that means another bunch of copies there. And our first legendary, we got Toggo, the Goblin Weaponsmith of Rock Throwing Fame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 copies, average 1 per box. Stone Fury, another common. All right. So that was a quick little stack. We're just going to move right forward, grabbing our next stack here in the box. Here's our first foil of Stone Fury, so we'll add that to Wild Celebrants in our common pile. Lots of copies there. Another copy of, another common Spark-Tongue Dragon. Lots of copies there. And there's a foil version of Spark-Tongue Dragon. Alright, and now we're into our first mythic of the red cards here, and that's going to be Soulfire Eruption. This one I'm not so sure about. I understand it's pure red, so it has to be like a chaotic theme to it, a chaotic feel. Just seems like for that kind of investment of mana, it may whiff a bunch, but I don't know. We'll see how it performs in practice. Only one copy. That surprised me because of the 5/9 color. I'm sorry, she's of the 5/9 color. Oh my goodness. Of the 5/5 color 9 CMC mythic sorceries of Commander Legends. I think that the red one and the white one and the Profane Transfusion, those might be the three of the weakest ones, clearly because blue and green are just so much better. So we'll see. We'll see with playtesting how Soulfire Eruption works out. Here's Soul's Fire reprint. There's a common, or there's a foil version of Soul's Fire. Come on, tongue does not want to work today. Let's get this going on. All right, Skyraker Giant. It's a common. And there's a foil of it. Another common, Rummaging Goblin. Like, he is just rummaging around. Lots of copies there, and another foil. All right, and here is someone I was so excited to get. I mean, I knew I was going to get copies of him because he was only an uncommon. And I am looking forward to building a deck around Rograk as a partner. And I plan on partnering Rograk with a Kiri Line Slinger. And I just can't wait to put together an all equipment aura, just a straight classic, I guess you would say classic Boros beatdown deck, but much quicker because Rograk comes down turn 1. Maybe if we're lucky, he already gets equipped with something, and then turn 2, Akiri comes out, who is a 0/3, but has first strike vigilance and gets +1/+0 for each artifact that we control. It's going to be a partner build, and I am looking forward to building it. Aside from the EDH Commander format, I am so excited to include Rograk in a kitchen table deck I have that's centered around equipment, that when a creature comes into play, equip this to that creature. So with Rograk being a legendary, having equipment like Hero's Blade, and then War Grafter, it's in the set. Gearsmith, it gives the equipped creature +3/+2, and it has a 0/2 equip. And if you unequip it, you have to sacrifice the creature. So I have a deck built around creatures like that, and so including a playset of Rograk in there, it's going to be awesome. 3, 4, 5, 6 copies. This might be my most excited red card. Of all the cards, I think Rograk is the one that is. No, let me reframe that because I forgot of someone who's coming up. He's my second favorite red, not the first. You'll see the first coming up, but Rograk is my second favorite red card of the set. All right, Ripscale Predator common. So lots of copies there. Renegade Tactics, lots of copies there. All right, so moving on over. Wait, Wild Celebrants, we can order here. Oops. Okay, so just don't want to get these all out of order. All the time that was spent to put them in order. Let's try to do that. All right, back to these stacks. And there's a common foil of Renegade Tactics. We continue with many copies, and then we get to Portent of Betrayal. Another common is another one of those temporary stealing effect, a gank effect. This one lets you scry 1. Port Razor. This is another one of the mythics in red. Port Razor. Okay, so we got 1 copy, 2 copies of Port Razor. And here's our first foil uncommon. Now, if you've watched our previous breakdowns and you noticed that when we did white and blue and black, the foiling on the uncommon cards leaves such a dull, dark, opaque look and feel to the card. I mean, just look. Just look at, and this is no different. The foil rare is brighter and more transparent than the uncommon, and so is the foil common, folks. And like I said in the previous videos, this was rampant throughout the entire case. Meteoric Mace, multiple copies. Another red common of Makeshift Munitions. And there's another foil copy of that. Sorry, a foil of that. Oh, the Lightning Rig Crew. Okay. And here is who I had forgotten about earlier. Rograk is my second favorite card, my second favorite red card of this set, but Krark the Thumbless is my favorite. And the reason for that is not even for the sake of EDH Commander. I have had for many, many moons an Izzet coin flip deck. And within my play group, it has gained a certain level of notoriety over the years of playing with it. I have a reputation of not being a 50-50 coin flipper. In a lot of ways, I am like a 20%, 80% success to failure rate with flipping coins. And one of the famed mythologies of this deck is back in its not in its initial construction, but as the deck continued to add cards, Ral Zarek came out from the Return to Ravnica. I think it was the Return to Ravnica block. And he was instantly added to that deck because his ultimate lets you flip 5 coins, and then each time you win the flip, you take an extra turn. That is game ending. So I included Ral Zarek in my Izzet coin flip deck. Well, I had the fortunate, I guess you could call it fortunate, I don't know, I look at it as a big deal, but maybe it wasn't. I was able to alt Ral twice, 2 different times in 2 different games on 2 different nights, and lost every single flip. Yep, 10 coin flips across 2 nights, lost every single flip. Ral was taken out of the deck, and the play group still brings it up. So when I saw Krark the Thumbless as one of the first cards spoiled during spoiler seasons for Commander Legends and seeing what he does, he instantly vaulted to right the top 3 of my most favorite cards in this set. At that time, Krark the Thumbless, so happy that he was in this set, but we only got 3 copies, so we're going to need at least 1 more in order to put a full play set of Krark into the Izzet coin flip deck. So happy for that. Alright, so back to our uncommon legends. In the legend spot, we got Ketis. We only got 4 copies of Ketis. So that's a bit of an outlier because so many of the other uncommon legends got at least a half dozen copies. So for some reason, Ketis was a little more difficult to get. Jessica's Will, rare. 1, 2, 3 there. And we did get Jessica Thrice Reborn. Not of borderless fame, but of regular frame. Still okay with me. Back to our commons, and there's an Impulsive Pilferer. The artwork is just awesome. I love that one. And there's a foil common. A foil version of Impulsive Pilferer. Humble Defector uncommon. This is a reprint. 5 copies there, and here's a mythic. Hellkite Courser. This dragon is going to be slotted into my Kalia of the Vast deck. I also thought about including a copy of this, although we only have the 1, of potentially including a copy of this in my Scion of the Dragon Commander deck, but I'm not quite convinced it will be that helpful. Just because Scion coming into play and having haste, and this is already a 6 mana commitment. If I do have an additional 2 mana to activate Scion, or maybe 2+ mana to do a combo with it, maybe it would be worth thinking about. But definitely a copy of Hellkite Coursers going into Kalia of the Vast. Alright, we got Goblin Trailblazer, a foil Goblin Trailblazer. And here's another uncommon foil, Furnace Celebration. So dark, so dull. So disappointing that the foiling couldn't be consistently good throughout the whole box. All right, we're down to our last couple stacks here. Frenzied Saddle Brute. All right, we got a rare of Flamekin Herald. Okay, commander spells we cast have Cascade. 2 copies. That was nice because this card does not seem to be, I don't know. It doesn't scream out to me, put me in a deck. Not yet, at least. So only getting 2 copies of that, I'm okay with that for the moment. Fiery Cannonade is downshifted from uncommon to common. That's a big deal for the Pauper players out there, of course, particularly because this would be a great card to add to the Pirate decks in that format. Love Ixalan. Yeah, I love the Ixalan block, right, folks? All right, uncommon of Fathom Fleet Swordjack. Lots of copies there. Actually, not too many copies there. Oh, 5 copies. Yeah, that's good. More than a playset. Explosion of Riches. Yeah, foil uncommon. Unbelievable. Bam. Foil rare of Emberwild Captain. I'm sorry, did I say foil rare? Oh, jeez, I got the foils on the brain. That was a misspeak. Not a foil, clearly not a foil, just a rare. A regular rare of Emberwild Captain. 3 copies. Dragon Mantle reprint. Foil Dragon Mantle. Lots of commons there. Dragon Egg reprint. Dragon Egg foil. All right, Dargo, the Shipwrecker. Come on, camera, there we go. In the uncommon slot, 5 copies of Dargo. Back to our commons with Crimson Fleet Commodore and another foil. And here's from the Court Series, Court of Ire, a rare one. Just the one copy of the Red Court in an entire case. 1 copy. Something to think about there. Coercive Recruiter, an Orc Pirate rare. 1, 2, 3 copies. Back to an uncommon, Coastline Marauders. At least a half dozen there. And there's an uncommon foil. So we put that in the uncommon foil spot. Champion of Flame reprint. Lots of copies there. Burning Anger. There's Breaches, another one of the legends in the legend spot. 5 copies there. 1 more common of Brazen Freebooter. A foil version of Brazen Freebooter. Boarding Party. Foil of Boarding Party. And another card, similar to the cards of Black when we did the Black breakdown. Viscera Seer, Victimize, Murder. Blasphemous Act is a card I never mind having a ton of copies of. If I'm putting red in a deck and I'm moving on to the removal part of it, the first card I'm thinking about is Blasphemous Act. And if the coffers are emptied of Blasphemous Acts, well, then cannibalization takes place or we go without. So in one sealed case of Commander Legends, we were gifted 3 copies of Blasphemous Act. The Aurora Phoenix rare, 1 copy. Alina, the Kessig Trapper, that will bring it home with 6 copies. And that is our red breakdown, folks. And that's what we've got. It is nice to see that we did not get any, thus far, multiple copies of the same foil, particularly with the commons. So at least we can say to this point that all of our foils have been unique. And unfortunate, again, we have the darkness of the unfoil commons. All right, folks, this is MTG Burgeoning, and you are watching a breakdown of a sealed case of Commander Legends. This is red. Stay tuned for green.